My name is Sus Corez. I'm a birder, I'm a musician, and those are my two main jams. How did I get into bird watching? This is one of my favorite questions. I just was looking for something outdoorsy to do 5 years ago, and I just saw this little thing. It said, go bird watching in Los Alamos. And I went with a small group, and they were kind of identifying the birds. And I fell head over heels in love that day, that minute, when they first showed me what one of my first birds was. They described it, and they described its behavior, and I was just in. That was it. I belong to the Ventura Audubon Society, which is a wonderful organization. They have field trips for all skill levels. I would have to say that I'm the happiest when I see a cedar waxwing. They are a small bird, smaller than a robin, bigger than a sparrow, and their color combination is very subtle, and they're just an elegant bird that I'm really happy every time I get to see that bird. They do like terrain like this, kind of scrubby. They're a big fan of toyon bushes and all berries, so when you have a toyon bush, keep your eyes open for a cedar waxwing, because they will gobble every single one of those berries up, no doubt. They also travel in flocks, so there'll be like 20, 30 of them at the same time. So when they hit a bush, they're going to demolish it. They're going to devour every single berry. What would I tell someone who's interested in beginning to bird? The first thing is to just walk through your neighborhood often. And you don't have to have any special equipment. You don't have to do anything except walk outside your door, or even sit in your backyard. And start listening and start watching the birds. That would be a really great first step. And then just start going to different parks and various areas. I would also say that getting a good pair of binoculars is kind of key. It's a nice piece of equipment that is pretty essential. And I would also say to start listening to the birds. And once you become familiar with that sound, you're going to start expanding that knowledge. I remember when I was first starting to go birding, and I went out with a group, and one of them would just hear something, and they would say, oh, that's this kind of bird, or that's a house finch, or that's whatever. And I thought, I'm never going to get there. I'm never going to get to there. And I'm there, and I'm really happy. And it's only because I just was going out in my neighborhood and starting to take that small step, and then just kind of expanding. So that's a great way to start. I must say that I've learned so much more about the natural world just by birding. When you think about what bird is in that region, you can start thinking about, like, why are they here? Well, most animals are in a particular area because of their food source. Okay, so you know that bird, and you thought, well, okay, they're here because this food is here. And it just starts peeling back the layers of the natural world. The food source, the elevation. So let's say we're here right now in the Ojai Meadows. But if you go to a higher elevation, you're going to see different birds because the food source there is different. And so you just really start thinking about how all the pieces start coming together as far as the natural world. And that adds value to me because I'm always thinking, I'm always wondering, why are they here and where am I? And it kind of makes me wonder, where have I been all my life? I just really started doing this in earnest 5 years ago, which is kind of late in life, but boy, I'll tell you, it's one of the best things I've ever started doing. I would say that if you're thinking about doing something wonderful and easy, and it gets you away from the digital world for a little while, and it just detaches you from current events and all the things that might affect our thinking, when you go birding, you're thinking about that moment. You're not thinking about anything else. And that is one of the most wonderful things that we can have in some of these times, or in any time. You're just stepping away and you're in that moment. And I think that's what I love most about it.